Hi, this is Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com and the Remarkable Stampers. Today I want to take you behind the scenes on the hybrid project that I created below. When you open My Digital Studio, you're going to select an 8.5 by 11 portrait blank page as your starting point. When you do that, you're going to start with a white screen. And what I did was I went ahead and I just clicked on Photo Box and I added a photo box that was approximately 8.5 by 8.5. And then I chose Sweet Details as the designer series paper that I want to work with. This is available as a download through My Digital Studio. You can shop online for that. I went ahead and I added a second photo box that was basically 8.5 or 2.5 inches. And let's just undo that for just a second. And then I photo filled that with the Sweet Details So Saffron. These three little bumps, which are going to be sand dunes, and you'll see in just a moment, are actually circle punches that I went ahead and I paper filled with the same Sweet Details. For my stamp, I went ahead and I chose Come to Bethlehem. And let me just come down here and pull that one open. And I just went ahead and pulled that over. You can also double click on it and it will pop up onto your screen. I personally am just kind of a drag it over girl. Everybody does theirs a little bit differently. And you'll resize it just the way you want. And now you can see how the little bumps, the little circles and oval punches became my sand dunes. And then you'll change the color to espresso or whatever color you want it to be. The next thing that I did is I came up here under Insert and I clicked on Insert Duplicate Page and I did that twice. As you can see down here, you'll see the same Marina Mist and So Saffron background pieces because again I hit Insert Duplicate Page twice. Then what I did instead of starting from scratch is I simply removed the unwanted components that I didn't want. In this case I went ahead and removed the wise men in the little town of Bethlehem and I removed the circle and oval punches. What I did then was I wanted to create a banner and verses and things like that, and I wanted to have some of the paper that I could use to add to my project that I wanted to work on. And so I went ahead and I just came in here and I grabbed the flag punch and I drug it over, and you can see that here. And again, anytime you bring something to the work surface, the Design Center recognizes it and opens the appropriate box. I love the smart person that hides in My Digital Studio. And we're going to go ahead and click on the color that you want to fill it with, and let's just go ahead and rotate that left just like so. We'll come up here under Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste in Place, and then we're going to also flip it. And now I'm just going to drag it along. And if you don't shake your hand, it usually just stays right in line. And then I can come back here under my stamp, grab my verse, bring it over. I can pull on the ends to enlarge it and change the color, which is what I did here. To find my verse, some things need to be believed. Instead of using the resource palette and the stamps here, my preferred way of actually using stamps is to use the toolbar up here by clicking, because it's going to bring up a box that allows me to search. And so I was able to type in the word believe, and what will happen is it will bring me up all of the verses or stamp sets that are labeled believe or have believe in them. Real quick tip for you, if you look over here to the left, you'll see that some of my stamp sets have pluses. I was able to actually organize all of my alphabet stamps under alphabet, all of my backgrounds under backgrounds, anything to do with birthdays and so on. And if you go up to my blog header, click on Digital Crafting, it will take you to a page that has a list of all kinds of my Digital Studio videos that I have done, and there is one on organizing your stamp sets for you. So again, come in under Search, typed in the word believe, hit Apply, and now I have it. The next thing that I did is I knew that I wanted to work with this within the 2.5-inch punch. So I left clicked on it twice, which brought me up a box where I can type in the dimensions that I want it to be. If you want something to be 4.25 by 5.5, if you want to tag a certain size, this is where you're going to do it. I personally leave it on inches because pixels don't make any sense to me, and so I personally work with what I understand. And so what I'm going to do, since I want to work within a 2.5-inch punch, I'm just going to make this 2.25. Leave it to keep proportions because that's what I want. I want it to look like the stamp, and now it's going to adjust the size that I want. And then remember I added that page twice because my middle scene is a manger. And again, what I did was I started by taking off the 3 wise men that you see down here under number 1. And then the next thing that I did is I went ahead and I worked with the word window punch, which is part of the basic My Digital Studio software when you purchase it. And I went ahead and sized it to the size that I wanted it to be. And then I paper filled it with the paper from our Frostword Designer Series pack, specifically the wood grain, and that is another one that is available for purchase currently. And so you're just going to go ahead and fill it. And then I just grabbed the little corners down here and I adjusted and rotated it till I had it looking the way I wanted it to. It was just trial and error. I didn't want it to be perfect. I'm sure that the manger Jesus born in probably didn't even look this nice. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 word window punches, and you'll see on the hybrid project then that I added some brads to them to make them look like nails. The next thing that I did was I went ahead and I added just a plain blank page. And up here under insert, where we insert a duplicate page, you'll also have a tab or an icon that says, here you go, add page, and that's just a plain page for you. And a stamp set that I worked with here is another one that's available for purchase called 25 and Counting. And when you look at the stamp over here, you'll notice that it has a 25 on it, but yet you don't see a 25 here. What I did to hide the 25, as I opened up my punches, I brought in a square punch that I then elongated by grabbing the corners here and pulling on it. And then I just went ahead and paper filled it with white, and that hid my 25 because I didn't know how I was going to paper piece this or use it, and I didn't want the 25 showing. And then the very last thing that I did was I went ahead and I added another blank page. And that blank page then I filled completely with the So Saffron paper from Sweet Designs. Within my punches, under labels and tags, I picked the decorative label punch. Keep going down in alphabetical. And I pulled that over, rotated it right. And then what I did was I paper filled it with white because I wanted a surface to add my text to that would allow my text to show. And then I went ahead and I matted it, which is a wonderful feature within my digital studio. And I was able to pick the color that I wanted just by hitting the word color and then the word change. And I was able to make it the width that I wanted. And I just wanted a narrow band of not quite navy around it. And then the very last step is to add your text. I came up here under text, clicked on add text, which added a box to my work surface. Now, one of the things about my digital studio is I can't just simply right click in here to paste. In order to paste, I need to open up my Microsoft Word document that I have, copy and paste it, and then when I hit Control V, what's going to happen is that's going to end up in my box. Okay, so Control V will paste that image into the box for you, and then you will be able to go ahead and you will be able to change your font. You'll be able to change the color, the styling, the size, all of that. And just a reminder, my digital studio does not come with fonts. Instead, it works with the fonts that are called Triptych fonts that are on your computer, which means that all of the hundreds of fonts that are available for free on the internet, when you download and install them on your computer, you now have available for use, as you can see, in my digital studio. So that's a wonderful perk of my digital studio as well. So hopefully you'll have some fun creating a hybrid project and that you'll have a chance to stop back next Monday to see what we're up to next Monday. Have a great day and God bless.